All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Saira Mujtaba and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 this morning. Farmer unions propose to hold another round of talks with government on Tuesday. Date for CBSE board examinations to be announced on the 31st of this month. 2 terrorists killed in an encounter with security forces in Shopian district of Jammu and Kashmir. And in cricket, India were 122 for 4 in first innings in reply to Australia's 195 in Melbourne Test. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. today. It will be the 72nd episode of the monthly radio program. It will be broadcast on the entire network of AIR and Doordarshan and also on AIR News website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR mobile app. It will also be streamed live on the YouTube channels of AIR, DD News, PMO and Information and Broadcasting Ministry. AIR will broadcast the program in regional languages immediately after the Hindi broadcast. The regional language versions will be repeated at 8 in the evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate India's first ever driverless train operations on Delhi Metro's Magenta line tomorrow through video conferencing. These innovations will herald a new era of travelling comfort and enhanced mobility. The driverless trains will be fully automated, which will eliminate the possibility of human error. After the start of driverless services on the Magenta line between Janakpuri West to Botanical Garden, the Pink Line of Delhi Metro is expected to have driverless operations by mid-2021. The Prime Minister will also inaugurate the fully operational National Common Mobility Card service on the Airport Express line. This will enable anyone carrying a RuPay debit card issued from any part of the country to travel on the Airport Express line using that card. This facility will become available on the entire Delhi Metro network by 2022.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will flag off the 100th Kisan Rail from Sangola in Maharashtra to Shalimar in West Bengal at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow through video conferencing. The multi-commodity train service will carry vegetables and fruits. Loading and unloading of perishable commodities will be permitted at all en route stoppages with no bar on the size of the consignment. The Government of India has extended a subsidy of 50% on transportation of fruits and vegetables. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar and Railways Minister Piyush Goyal will also be present on the occasion. Our correspondent reports that the first Kisan Rail was introduced from Devlali to Danapur on 7th August this year, which was further extended up to Muzaffarpur. As a result of good response from the farmers, its frequency was also increased from weekly to 3 days in a week. Kisan Rail has been a game changer in ensuring fast transportation of agricultural produce across the nation. It provides a seamless supply chain of perishable produce. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asserted that the development of Jammu and Kashmir is the top priority of the NDA government. The Prime Minister was speaking virtually after e-launching Ayushman Bharat PMJ Sehat scheme for all the residents of Jammu and Kashmir. Mr. Modi said the Ayushman Bharat Sehat scheme will give free treatment of up to 5 lakh rupees to every beneficiary in Jammu and Kashmir.
आप सोचिए, जब इस स्कीम के तहत राज्य के प्रत्येक व्यक्ति को 5 लाख रुपए तक का मुफ्त इलाज मिलेगा, तो उनके जीवन में कितनी बड़ी सहूलियत आएगी। अभी तक आयुष्मान भारत योजना का लाभ राज्य के करीब 6 लाख परिवारों को मिल रहा था। अब सेहत योजना के बाद यही लाभ करीब 21 लाख परिवारों को मिलेगा। बीते 2 सालों में 1.5 करोड़ से ज्यादा गरीबों ने आयुष्मान भारत योजना का लाभ उठाया है। इससे जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों को भी मुश्किल से समय में बहुत राहत मिली है.
Addressing the gathering wearing the traditional Kashmiri attire, Theron, Mr. Modi termed the extension of the coverage of Ayushman Yojana to all the residents as historic and expressed happiness seeing Jammu and Kashmir take these steps for the development of its people. The Prime Minister enumerated several measures taken by the centre for improving the life and health of residents of Jammu and Kashmir.
हमारी सरकार के फैसलों के बाद पहली बार जम्मू कश्मीर के गरीब सामान्य वर्ग को आरक्षण का लाभ मिला है. पहली बार पहाड़ी लोगों को आरक्षण का लाभ मिला है. अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सीमा पर रहने वालों को भी 4% आरक्षण का लाभ हमारी सरकार ने दिया है. फॉरेस्ट एक्ट लागू होने से भी लोगों को नए अधिकार मिले हैं. इससे गुर्जर, बकरवाल, अनुसूचित जनजातियां और पारंपरिक रूप से जंगलों के आसपास रहने वालों को जंगल की जमीन के इस्तेमाल का कानूनी अधिकार मिला है. अब किसी के साथ भी भेदभाव की गुंजाइश नहीं है.
Mr. Modi lauded the Jammu and Kashmir administration for conducting the local body elections in a transparent manner. The Prime Minister said recently concluded elections of the District Development Council DDC in Jammu and Kashmir marked a new chapter and shows strength of India's democracy. He said the people elected through these elections must ensure that good governance and democracy reaches the grassroots level.
जम्मू कश्मीर के हर वोटर के चेहरे पर मुझे विकास के लिए एक उम्मीद नजर आई, उमंग नजर आई. जम्मू कश्मीर के हर वोटर की आंखों में मैंने अतीत को पीछे छोड़ते हुए बेहतर भविष्य का विश्वास भी देखा. इन चुनावों में जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों ने लोकतंत्र की जड़ों को और मजबूत करने का काम किया है.
Taking a sharp dig at the opposition, Mr. Modi said that those who preach about democracy should also make efforts to practice it. Citing the case of Puducherry, the Prime Minister said, despite a Supreme Court order, the local body election in the Union Territory is not being conducted by the incumbent ruling Congress party there.
In Jammu and Kashmir, 2 terrorists have been killed in an encounter with security forces in the Kanigam area of Shopian. DGP Dilbagh Singh said the slain terrorists belonged to Al-Badr outfit. The encounter broke out after security forces launched a search operation in the area following specific input. They had joined the terror outfit in July-August this year. The date of CBSE board examinations for 2021 will be announced on the 31st of this month. In a tweet, Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank said he will announce the date for CBSE board exams on the 31st of December. Every year, the Central Board of Secondary Education conducts board exams in the months of February and March and release the date sheet in November. However, this year, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the board exams timetable has been delayed. Mr. Pokhriyal had recently informed that the CBSE board exams will be conducted after February and in offline mode. The farmer unions have proposed to hold another round of talks with the government on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Briefing reporters at Singhu border, Swaraj India President Yogendra Yadav said, all farmer leaders and all farmer unions representatives who are protesting against the farm laws have mutually decided to hold another round of talks with the centre. On Thursday, the central government had written to the protesting farmers' unions and invited them for fresh talks. Joint Secretary in the Agriculture Ministry, Vivek Agrawal, had reiterated government's commitment to discuss and find solution to all the issues raised by the farmers. Mr. Agrawal had asked farmers' unions to decide the date and time for the next round of talks.
The Housing and Urban Affairs Minister Hardeep Singh Puri has said that the amount spent on procurement at minimum support price MSP went up by 85% from 2014 to 2019 as compared to between 2009 and 2014. He said Prime Minister Narendra Modi has implemented the recommendations of the Swaminathan Committee to increase the MSP to 1.5 times the cost of production. Mr. Puri said that over 1,10,000 crore rupees have been transferred directly to the accounts of farmers through the PM Kisan Yojana and 87,000 crore rupees paid as crop insurance to farmers till date. The News Services Division brings glimpses of the year that was in our special series Year Ender. Today it is connecting India beyond miles. Government's plan to spend more than 110 lakh crore rupees on infrastructure in the coming 4 to 5 years is showing its colors on the field. Out of this, more than 19 lakh crore rupees are allocated for the development of highways alone. Speaking after laying the foundation stone of 9 highway projects in Bihar on 21st September this year, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, today highways are being built at twice the speed than before 2014.
2014 से पहले की तुलना में आज हर रोज 2 गुनी से भी तेज गति से हाईवे बनाए जा रहे हैं। हाईवे निर्माण पर होने वाले खर्च में भी 2014 से पहले की तुलना में लगभग 5 गुना बढ़ोतरी की गई है। आने वाले 4-5 सालों में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर 110 लाख करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा खर्च करने का लक्ष्य रखा गया है। इसमें से भी 19 लाख करोड़ रुपए से अधिक के प्रोजेक्ट सिर्फ हाईवे से जुड़े हैं। साथियों, रोड और कनेक्टिविटी से जुड़े इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को विस्तार देने के इन प्रयासों का बिहार को भी भरपूर लाभ हो रहा है।
Our correspondent takes a closer look of the rapid progress in road infrastructure. The total length of national highways is currently around 1,34,000 kilometers, and the aim is to add another 60,000 kilometers in 5 years' time.
Driving into 2021, government sets eyes on expanding road infrastructure and more electric vehicles. From Kailas Manasarovar route to Jojila tunnel, massive construction works in the country's roads and highways are either in progress or launched or have been completed during the coronavirus pandemic in this year. Ministry of Road Transport and NHAI strove hard to turn the pandemic crisis into an opportunity. Several tunnel roads are under construction in the Jammu and Kashmir region alone, including construction of the 8,450 meters long twin tube tunnel between Kajiganj and Banihal that will be completed by the coming March. Government is confident of completing the 1 lakh road Delhi-Mumbai Express Corridor project in the next 2 years. Government is also planning to set up at least 1 e-charging kiosk at each of the around 69,000 petrol pumps across the country with a focus on green fuel as well as to reduce carbon emissions by 30 to 35%. For 35 logistics parks under the Bharatmala initiative, a special purpose vehicle has been set up. India also has the potential to become the largest electric vehicles producer in the world in the next 5 years. We should be in a mission mode to achieve this. Sobhagyakar, Air News, Delhi.
The National Mission for Clean Ganga, NMCG, has completed 22 projects and sanctioned 17 new projects related to sewerage infrastructure, pollution abatement, afforestation and biodiversity this year at a total cost of over 557 crore rupees. The Jal Shakti Ministry said, for the first time, Namami Gange has been included under the Prime Minister's Awards for Excellence for Public Administration scheme for recognizing the efforts of district-level officials. India ranks third globally after China and USA with 5,334 large dams in operation. About 411 dams are under construction. These dams are vital for ensuring water security of the country. The ministry said during this year, 3 new flood forecasting stations have been added in Rajasthan, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Daily flood situation reports and special advisories were also issued during extreme flood situations. A UK-based think tank, the Centre for Economics and Business Research, has said that Indian economy will again overtake the UK to become the 5th largest economy in 2025 and race to the third spot by 2030. India had overtaken the UK in 2019 to become the 5th largest economy in the world, but has been relegated to the 6th spot this year. In an annual report, the Centre for Economics and Business Research said the UK appears to have overtaken India again during 2020 as a result of the weakness of the rupee.
The Minister of External Affairs S. Jaishankar will be on a 2-day visit to Qatar beginning today. He will meet Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman bin Jassim Al Thani, Qatari Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister. Dr. Jaishankar will also call on other important dignitaries of the state of Qatar. This will be Dr. Jaishankar's first visit to Qatar as External Affairs Minister. During the visit, he will hold talks with his counterpart on bilateral issues as well as regional and international issues of mutual interest. He will convey special gratitude to the state of Qatar for taking care of Indians during the COVID-19 pandemic. India and Qatar have maintained close high-level contacts during the COVID-19 pandemic. You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 this morning. Farmer unions propose to hold another round of talks with government on Tuesday. Date for CBSE board examinations to be announced on the 31st of this month. 2 terrorists killed in an encounter with security forces in Shopian district of Jammu and Kashmir. And in cricket, India won 35 for 4 in the first innings in reply to Australia's 195 in the Melbourne Test. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back. You're listening to the morning news. Union Home Minister Amit Shah attended BJP's Assam State Core Committee meeting last night in Guwahati. Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal and State Party President Ranjit Kumar Das, among other leaders, were present in the meeting. Party sources said that the party's election strategy for the next assembly election was discussed in the meeting. Assembly elections in Assam are to be held next year. On the other hand, former Congress Minister Ajanta Nyog and sitting MLA Rajdeep Goala met Mr. Shah last evening in Guwahati. Both of them will join the BJP. Mr. Shah has also discussed the implementation of various development schemes in the state in the core committee meeting. Speaking after laying the foundation stone of various development projects at Amin Gaon in Guwahati yesterday, he said separatist factions in the northeast forced the youth to take up arms, and the central government has ensured that these factions join the mainstream.
एक जमाने में सारे राज्यों के अंदर सेपरेटिस्ट अपना एजेंडा चलाते थे, युवाओं के हाथ में बंदूक पकड़ाते थे. आज सारे हथियारी ग्रुप धीरे 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 मुख्य प्रवाह के अंदर शामिल हो गए हैं और आज युवा अपने नए स्टार्टअप के साथ विश्व भर के युवा के साथ स्पर्धा कर अपने अष्टलक्ष्मी को भारत की अष्टलक्ष्मी बनाने की दिशा में आगे बढ़ रहे हैं.
The Home Minister also urged farmers agitating against the new farm laws to resolve their issues through discussions.
कुछ लोग कृषि सुधारों के लिए बड़ा आंदोलन कर रहे हैं. मैं सभी को आज के मौके पर अपील करना चाहता हूं कि आप मेन स्ट्रीम के अंदर आइए, सरकार के साथ चर्चा करिए और सरकार के साथ चर्चा कर समस्या का समाधान ढूंढिए.
On the second day of the National Executive Meeting of the JDU in Patna today, the party will discuss and clarify its stand on the ongoing farmers' agitation against the 3 new central laws. Party General Secretary K.C. Tyagi said performance of party in Bihar Assembly elections will be discussed. The party will also discuss defection of 6 of the 7 MLAs to BJP in Arunachal Pradesh and decide on contesting assembly elections in Bengal, Assam, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, either in alliance with the party or on its own. The party agenda will be placed before the National Executive and endorsed by the National Council. The political resolution that is to be placed today will approve party's plan to expand in other states. In Arunachal Pradesh, BJP has wrested Pasighat Municipal Council from the Congress by winning 6 of the 8 wards. In the 20-member Itanagar Municipal Corporation, BJP won 10 seats, 1 short of majority. While JDU bagged 9 wards, 1 seat has gone to the NPP. The BJP and NPP are part of the Northeast Democratic Alliance or NEDA. Among the 10 seats won by the BJP in the Itanagar Civic Body polls, 5 candidates were elected unopposed. The Bharatiya Janata Party also clinched absolute majority in the Panchayat polls by winning 121 Zilla Parishad member or ZPM out of 137 seats, the results of which were declared so far. The Saffron Party has also bagged 2,688 seats of Gram Panchayat members out of a total of 8,215.
President Ramnath Kovind inaugurated and laid the foundation stone of various developmental projects in Diu on the second day of his 4-day visit to this Union Territory yesterday. These include inauguration of first academic session IIIT Vadodara International Campus Diu and Kamleshwar School Gogla. He also laid the foundation stone for construction of a school at Saudwadi, improvement of 1.3 kilometers heritage walkway on Diu city wall, conservation and facade restoration of heritage precincts, upgradation of fruits and vegetable market at Fort Road, and development of integrated municipal solid waste management system for Diu district. More from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
President Kovind said that due to the efforts of the people, this Union Territory has received about 40 awards and honors in the field of social development in the past 4 years. He commended the local administration for their efforts for conservation of natural heritage and environment. He said that Diu city has now become the first city of the country which is fulfilling its 100% energy requirement through solar energy. President also expressed his happiness over the success of Atmanirbhar Bharat and Vocal for Local campaign in this Union Territory. He said that the local administration has set an example for the country by taking the responsibility of picking up garbage from every household. He said that Daman and Diu got the first place in the Swachh Sarvekshan of 2019 due to the efforts of the people and administration. With Bharti Rawal in Diu, Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
President Kovind will return to Delhi tomorrow after his 4-day visit to Diu. The government has said that India's cumulative COVID-19 recoveries are highest in the world. The Health Ministry said the number of recovered cases has reached around 97,50,000. The ministry said India's present active caseload of around 2,81,000 consists of 2.77% of India's total positive cases. The country's COVID-19 recovery rate has also reached 95.78%. It said the country has reported less than 30,000 daily new cases continuously for the last 13 days. And during the last 24 hours, 251 deaths were reported, taking the toll to 1,47,343.
Now let's take a look at the latest COVID update from different parts of the country. A total of 655 new confirmed cases of coronavirus infection were reported in Delhi during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to over 6,22,000. The Delhi government said that over 6,04,000 people affected with coronavirus have been cured so far. In the last 24 hours, 988 people recovered and 23 deaths were reported in the city, taking the toll to 10,437. Presently, the total number of active cases in the national capital is 6,911. Bihar is reporting more recoveries than fresh corona cases. 730 patients recovered in the last 24 hours, while 474 new cases were reported. So far, 2,43,985 patients have recovered from the COVID-19 infection in the state.
In Maharashtra, 2,854 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday, taking the cumulative total of 19,16,236. According to the State Health Department, 60 deaths were reported in the state, taking the tally of deceased to 49,189. Case fatality rate in the state is 2.57%. Odisha is left with only 2,542 COVID-19 active cases as of now. The state has already conducted more than 6.7 million tests with a negative result of 95.17%. We have more from our Odisha correspondent.
With fresh discovery and recovery of COVID-19 patients almost balancing out each other on a daily basis, large parts of the state are now witness to a viral recession. In the last 24 hours, while 40 new cases, the day's highest, was reported from Sundargarh district, as many as one-third of the total 30 districts reported single case each. Meanwhile, after the world-famous Sri Jagannath Temple in Puri was reopened from the 23rd of this month, Sri Lingaraj Temple, another famous 11th century shrine in capital Bhubaneswar, is also being reopened from today. Visit to the temple has, however, been graded to avoid rush and calibrated to meet COVID-19 conditionalities. Ganesh Chandra Das, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
In some international news regarding COVID, Japan will suspend entry for foreigners from tomorrow to contain the spread of a new strain of COVID-19 first discovered in the UK. Japan registered its first cases of the new strain of the coronavirus on Saturday. The country is also witnessing record daily infections of the original coronavirus. All Japanese nationals will be required to submit negative COVID-19 test results received within 72 hours before their departure from any country that has confirmed cases of the mutant virus. Passengers will also have to pass another COVID-19 test upon their arrival in Japan.
Germany, Hungary and Slovakia gave their first coronavirus vaccine shots yesterday, a day ahead of the rollout of the vaccination in several other European Union countries today. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said the COVID-19 vaccine has been delivered to all EU countries. Vaccination will begin today across the EU.
The vaccine is made available at the same time to all EU countries. And people will start taking the vaccine in Athens, in Rome, in Helsinki, in Sofia. Our European vaccination days are a touching moment of unity and a European success story. Very soon we will have more vaccines once they are proven to be safe and effective.
In Europe, more cases of new COVID variant have been found. Spain is the latest European country to confirm 4 cases of the more contagious coronavirus variant recently identified in the United Kingdom. Madrid Deputy Health Chief Antonio Zapatero said the infections all in Madrid were linked to recent UK travel. Other countries have also reported cases of the new variant. Japan on Friday confirmed 5 infections in passengers who had all arrived from the United Kingdom, while cases in Denmark, Germany, Italy and Netherlands and Australia were reported earlier. The report from Spain came just hours after France confirmed its first patient known to have the new variant. Getting to sports now, India were 153 for 4 against Australia on day 2 of the second test at Melbourne Cricket Ground a short while ago. Stand-in skipper Ajinkya Rahane and Rishabh Pant are on the crease after Hanuma Vihari, Shubman Gill and Cheteshwar Pujara got out earlier today. After losing the toss yesterday, India bowled out the hosts for a paltry 195 runs in the first innings. For India, Jasprit Bumrah claimed 4 wickets while Ravichandran Ashwin bagged 3 wickets. For Australia, Marnus Labuschagne was the highest scorer with 48 runs and he became the first test scalp of the debutant pacer Mohammad Siraj. Mohammad picked 2 wickets.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for today. In Srinagar, moderate snow is expected. Minimum temperature was -5 degrees Celsius while maximum will be around 7 degrees. In Jammu, the lower level of temperature was 5 degrees Celsius while upper level will be around 17 degrees. The city may witness rain or thunder showers towards the afternoon or evening. Leh may witness a mainly clear sky. The temperature will hover between -14 degrees Celsius and around 0 degrees Celsius. In Gilgit, moderate snowfall is expected. Temperature will hover between -3 and 6 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, rain and snowfall is expected. Temperature will hover between 1 and 14 degrees Celsius. In Dehradun, the temperature will hover between 5 and 22 degrees Celsius. The city will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Chandigarh may witness a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. In Hyderabad, minimum temperature was 14 degrees Celsius while maximum will be around 28 degrees Celsius. Ahmedabad will see a clear sky. Minimum temperature was 16 degrees Celsius while maximum will be around 28 degrees Celsius. And Gangtok may see a generally cloudy sky with haze.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Papers have covered different stories today. Hindustan Times quotes the Prime Minister after the District Development Council elections in Jammu and Kashmir. J&K polls show death of our democracy. The Asian Age in its headline also quotes the Prime Minister, "Some in Delhi are trying to teach me democracy." The Hindu reports, MP Cabinet nod for anti-conversion bill. The Sunday Tribune headlines, 10-year jail, fine for conversion, MP Cabinet clears draft bill. Let's take a look at the latest on COVID across paper. The Sunday Pioneer writes, genome sequencing for 5% of positive cases amid UK strain fear. On the domestic front, the paper writes, COVID daily deaths below 300 after over 6 months. The Sunday Times reports, 279 UK returnees in Telangana untraceable. The Sunday Statesman writes, Oxford COVID vaccine may be first to get India's nod for emergency use. And finally, the Sunday Tribune quotes a UK think tank report in its headline, India will be 5th largest economy in 2025, 3rd by 2030.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program at 11 this morning. Farmer unions propose to hold another round of talks with government on Tuesday. Date for CBSE board examinations to be announced on 31st of this month. 2 terrorists killed in an encounter with security forces in Shopian district of Jammu and Kashmir. And in cricket, India were 155 for 4 in first innings in reply to Australia's 195 in Melbourne Test. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a great day.